Don't waste your time building castles in the sky. What we don't have, what we don't need.
Hello and welcome to the Pocket Gamer Podcast. Episode number, I don't know. I haven't done the research. I'm Peter Willington. I'm your host today because James Gilmore is not about to say no, and I'm joined by the laughing Harry Slater.
Hello, Peter Willington. How are you doing, Peter Willington?
I'm very well. I'm much more upbeat now that we're using the completely new set of audio that will totally make it into every other version of the podcast that we do from now on. Which is, of course, by the band Less Deceived, which I'm fairly confident that you're a part of.
I'm a big part of them because, I'm real big.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're physically dominating sort of a man. So I've decided I just thought, you know what, I'm going to change all the music out for this one, and I put in some music into all of this stuff that is really fun, punk, and also not just fun. Sometimes it makes you do a think.
Yeah, that's what you got to do with your songs. You got to hit them in the heart and in the head.
Yeah, that is exactly what punk rock is all about. So today's podcast is going to be accompanied by music from Less Deceived. There you go. And nobody can stop me, except, of course, if you sign a massive record deal in the meantime between this.
I don't think that's likely, but I'll keep you posted.
Okay, if it does, do please make sure that we can just continue to do this.
Will do.
Well, there we are. Another lovely little bit of music there. I'm liking this. I feel like a proper DJ. I feel like this is a proper radio show.
I was just trying to think of a DJ I could describe, but then aren't they all in jail now for being naughty, all the DJs?
Let's just skim over that one, shall we?
Yeah.
So let's start with the updates. This week, we're going to be talking about awesome sci-fi racer AG Drive gets a new track and controller support in its latest update. AG Drive then. It is a sort of a Wipeout-esque game, and I say sort of, I mean it is. Literally just, it's good. It's a beautiful looking game.
Yep.
This has got, as I say, it's got a whole raft of updates. You're going to get new Tier 2 tracks. There is all sorts of fun stuff to do with tweaks and bits and pieces that you probably won't understand or see. I didn't understand any of it. And there's also a controller update, so now you can use a MFI controller
from the DIY store.
Yeah, no, hold on, no. So MFI controller is a controller that an iOS thing will work with. So basically, if you wanted physical controls, if you were like, I quite like the tilt controls, I quite like the touch controls, but I'd really like to see whether or not this would work even better with dual sticks, like on a SteelSeries Stratus or an XL, or... Are there any better ones?
No, there aren't any better ones. There are other ones, but don't buy them.
Yeah, don't bother with those. If you want to see what AG Drive is like with those, well, now you can certainly go and do that, you cheeky little thing. So there we are. That is that for AG Drive. And Angry Birds 2. It's only gone and got a bloody update.
Wow.
It's been updated with Pixieland, which is
Pixieland. That's
Pixieland.
Like Disneyland, isn't it? If you think about it. Pigsy Disney. Is that what they were going for? Do you think Pigsy? Pigsy Disney.
I think it probably is because it's levels 242 onwards. Oh my word, that is a lot of levels.
That's too many levels.
That's
got
too
the
many.
time.
No one's got the time.
What
to
with
do that.
jobs and family? Where do you find the time nowadays?
No one's got the time to do any of that stuff. But if you've got the time. For example, if it's the only game you play or you're unemployed, Angry Birds 2 has got some theme park themed levels, 20 of them, called Pixieland, as I said. And then, we quite liked Angry Birds 2. I think we give it a bronze award, something like that.
Birds 2.
Yeah, which, is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So if you're still playing Angry Birds 2, then it's just had a lovely update, and that, of course, is free, like the AG Drive one is.
This world is full of wonder, as it is despair and defeat. And I promise you're not alone.
Whoa, what a lovely track that is. Do you know, that's one of my favourite ones, actually. That's Seafaring Metaphor.
I write that.
Yeah, it's a good song. I like that. So, we're on to the news.
Yep. That's the second well, it's sort of the third section, isn't it? Because we gibber for a bit and then
this is ramshackle.
Thanks,
So
yeah.
Magic the Gathering. Woohoo! There's a new Magic the Gathering game coming out. You're excited about this, Harry?
One only just came out, didn't it? So, I mean, what new exciting ideas are they going to implement in this sudden shock new release?
Oh, it's very exciting. Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest.
Oh, what?
Blends Match 3 RPG and card game this fall. This is coming from D3 Go, who I understand are a pretty big publisher, I seem to remember. And as you'll be able to see on our story on the website, it is very much a combination of Magic the Gathering and Puzzle Quest, in so much as it's a match 3 puzzle game.
Yeah.
You need to match together
things.
The little icons. Yeah, so for example, in Magic you have different alliances of colours of Magic.
Yeah.
So there's black, white, red, blue and green. I'm playing this at the moment. So I was very excited to hear about a new Magic game and then very disappointed when it was this one. These, and I think there's also a Planeswalker drop. And you basically match 3. You keep matching those things and then you fight against, I guess, other cards against you that have strength and health points. I mean, yeah. Do we?
I mean, fair enough. Like, I mean, a lot of things are getting puzzle questified, aren't they? And at least this one kind of makes a bit of sense because, you know, it's like cards in it, so it makes a bit of sense, but not loads of sense.
No, I don't think this makes any sense at all because here's the thing.
Sorry.
So Magic the Gathering, right? Hardcore card game. Like you get into it and you get deep into it. You get really, really into it, and then you come out the other side and go, "Oh God, I'm £1,000 down," and it's 7 years later, and I've played a very good card game, but now I have just a huge, basically the equivalent of a tree in my house, in my games cupboard. It's very hardcore, whereas Puzzle Quest, not that hardcore at all. Much more casual, maybe midcore, I guess. Some of the licenses that they've gone with, Marvel and Adventure Time, and I think that's it. So you know, there is a little bit of that.
I don't know if you can describe Marvel as casual. Can you really? I mean,
No, I
if
suppose
you collected comics, you'd have more trees, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so are we defining what hardcore is by how many bits of tree you've got in your hand?
Well, how else are we going to do it, Peter? Can you think of a better way?
I can't. So I guess this is the perfect combination. So Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest. It's a match 3 RPG. It's coming out sometime in the fall, which is of course autumn to people. Konami. Oh, those cheeky sausages.
Konami. Destroying their history one day at a time.
So as Harry's alluding to, Metal Gear Solid Touch and other Konami games are going to be axed on iTunes. So this essentially means that if you want to play Metal Gear Solid Touch, and you don't, but if you did want to, then be quick about it because Konami's going to pull those games because they have compatibility issues with the modern iOSs, and really there's no point in them keeping them updated. I guess they're just not making any money out of them at all. That's, you know, it's particularly prevalent because Metal Gear's coming out. Metal Gear Solid 5 is coming out very soon.
Metal Gear Solid 5? What's that?
That is a video game by Hideo Kojima, or is it? I don't know. They've taken their name off of it now. But, you know, they're sort of erasing Hideo Kojima's history with Konami, and this is another one of those games. This is a sort of take on MGS4 that is essentially just a kind of...
Does it not strike you as strange that the week before Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out, they pull all of these games from the App Store?
I guess so. I mean, I guess this is to do with Metal Gear Solid 4 rather than Metal Gear Solid 5.
No, but I mean, like, if Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out, and you think, well, I'll see if there's any Metal Gear on the App Store. Let's have a look on my mobile phone.
Well, maybe that is why they're pulling it, because I have actually downloaded Metal Gear Solid Touch recently, and they really don't. It does not work. It doesn't work.
What does it do?
It just kind of dies, mate. Aww. It just kind of dies. So. But there are also there are a number of other Konami games that are being pulled as well. Where are we? There's a big full list, but the noteworthy examples include Metal Gear Touch, Silent Hill: The Escape, Crayon Physics Deluxe, Bomberman Touch, and Tomina Sana, which is apparently Mark Brown's personal favourite out of the lot. So I think that was a joke though, because he's cruel like that. So yeah, there's going to be a Bomberman going and a Silent Hill game going, which is...
I didn't even know there was a mobile Silent Hill game. I'm going to be honest.
It's a first-person wander around a maze, not having fun kind of a game. So they are pulling... I mean, they're not amazing games, but it's always sad to see a game go from the App Store. So if you do want those, I would go about getting them rather sharpish. Now, important information about free-to-play.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Harry, you've played Moshi Monsters a lot, haven't you?
I think I met the people who made it once.
Okay, so the publisher is Mind Candy. They made a lot of money out of Moshi Monsters.
I think I met... Yeah.
And the headline that we have on Pocket Gamer is UK's advertising authority clamps down on free-to-play pressure in Moshi Monsters. Ooh. So basically this story is that Moshi Monsters has been accused of directly pressuring children to make purchases within their free-to-play game.
Shouldn't do that.
It's browser-based, but there's a paid membership option, and you get lots of extra bits and pieces when you have that. As you'd probably expect, you want people to spend money in your game, so you give them extras if they get a paid version. The ASA, which is the Advertising Standards Authority here in the UK, said that essentially they've sort of wrapped the Moshi Monsters peeps on the knuckles, and they've said, no, don't be doing that. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to advertise to children in that manner. It's not good.
And so they looked up from their tubs of money and cackled.
Absolutely. They probably went, what?
And then just ate some
caviar. Yeah. They said that, the ASA said that the game uses language and prominent calls to action that put pressure on young players to purchase a subscription to take part in additional gameplay, and messages included members get more missions and unique moshlings, as well as attention, you need to be a Moshi member to enter this area about memberships.
What?
I don't know what
that doesn't even make any sense.
Sounds like they had a sort of like brain aneurysm from the amount of money that they're making.
I'm going to make a joke now. Sounds like they're all a bunch of members. Please don't tell James I said that.
Okay, I won't. So, Harry, is this a big deal?
Yes, because, I mean, on the one hand, I'm very much of the opinion that it is the responsibility of the parents to educate their children but at the same time, this is clearly a game designed for children or grown men who like to dress in costumes. And having it so blatantly targeted at children and so weighted for that pressure to say, get this, you little bastards, then I think that isn't a good thing. And I'm not as anti-free to play as I sometimes come across. I'm mainly a freakish character created from my own imagination, but you shouldn't make children buy they don't want.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. So over in the UK, obviously, we have extremely strict rules on how to advertise towards children. So I don't think McDonald's are allowed to advertise Happy Meals anymore, or
they shouldn't be allowed to because it's filth and you shouldn't put it in your body.
No, you shouldn't put it in your body. But they're not particularly allowed to make a particularly big deal about the toys. No. There's all sorts of sweets and stuff like that you can't advertise on children's television. There's lots and lots of things essentially that you can't advertise, so there is quite a heavy hand over here, and I think it's the same in the US as well, although there is a whole bunch of advertising that goes on in that regard. Anyway, lots of people sort of flout the law and so forth, but the ASA has to step in every once in a while to go no to big profile
I guess it's things. An interesting definition that's been made, and because it's within the game itself, isn't it? It's not like external advertising. So, where does the remit come from? That from the like if you're already in a product, is it how do you define advertising? And I don't think we've got time to get into the sort of the nomenclature.
All right, let's talk about how Amazon Underground works and exactly what Amazon Underground is. So this is a new thing. It came out a couple of days ago now. Amazon Underground is a brand new service in the Amazon App Store that offers previously premium games and apps entirely for free.
Oh yeah, free.
Yay! So the idea is that you install the Amazon App Store onto your Google Android device, or of course onto your Fire device. You've probably already got it on there if you've got a Fire device, if you've got a Fire TV or a Fire phone or a Fire tablet. And the idea is that you can access paid games completely free of charge, and also free-to-play games free of charge, where the in-app purchases have been made free as well.
So everything's free?
So basically everything is free. Now there's only a certain section of games, as far as I understand it, that are on the Amazon App Store that are going through to Amazon Underground. That's as far as I actually understand the situation with that stuff. So it's not everything, I don't think. I think developers have to opt in on it. And the idea is that for every, I think it's for every minute or something like that that you're playing it, the developer gets 0.2 of a cent.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, not a lot of money, basically.
No, but they probably want you to play for more than a minute.
Yeah, they probably do want you to pay for more than a minute. So the idea is that Amazon is essentially footing the bill for all of this. The developers aren't paying, you aren't paying, Amazon is paying for you to play this.
So, like, are there adverts?
No, nothing at all. So there are no adverts. So this is the big question, I guess, that everyone's asking, because for the consumers, and obviously we are here for you, right? We are talking to the people who matter, the people who actually buy these games. You are our primary focus. To you, it's a fantastic deal, right? Every game that goes on here is free, completely free of ads, no in-app purchases, or if there are in-app purchases, like there's a billion gems that you can get, they're all free. It's all completely free, and all of the paid games are also free as well. And Amazon clocks how much time you're actually playing these games and then pays the developer a small amount of money for that time. I think it's a really good deal for consumers.
Yep, that sounds like a good deal for consumers.
I don't know if this is a good deal for developers.
I don't think it's a very good deal for... Well, no, it's not, is it? No.
No. I mean, I guess if you put the game on the store and you've got a game that rewards people that stick around for 45 minutes and keep playing and playing and playing and playing and playing, and really long sessions of play, like a Minecraft or a I don't know,
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5. If you bring Grand Theft Auto 5 to mobile and do whatever, yes, there's probably going to be an okay amount of money that's in here. Also, if you're making those endless action games, you actually get a bit of a hit. I can imagine that Super Hexagon would have made a fair amount of money out of it. But at the same time, I don't really think that this is going to help most people. I don't think this is going to help small indies or people who are going to hit maybe 10,000 downloads or something like that. I don't think that this is particularly going to help those people. Unless, of course, Amazon starts really highlighting these games and saying these are an amazing, this is a really curated app store. This is like super lovely. We don't want lots of rubbish. We just want to show you the really nice things. If that's where Amazon's going with this stuff, and they're just like, no, you really should be playing, threes. You should be playing 80 days. You should be playing all these sorts of things. Oh, and by the way, these are free. We'll foot the bill. Then maybe I guess this is okay in some ways, but it's a really...
I think, people in the Twitch chat are talking about how a lot of people just steal Android games anyway. Yeah. So, if this is a direct way to get, it's free, you download a free thing and it actually is a free thing rather than and then someone actually is making some money out of it at least.
I guess this does circumvent piracy, and... obviously, the amount of stuff that is pirated on Android is extremely high because it's so easy. We're not saying that people who have Android devices are all pirates, because clearly that's not the case. But the idea is that this could circumvent piracy in a lot of ways. If you're a developer and you've got a game that's paid and just people are downloading it and it doesn't always check in online and all that sort of thing, and you put it on Amazon Underground, then yeah, maybe those people who don't want to pay for your thing but do want to play it, maybe there's a way of getting some money out of them, and people who just want to pay it and reward you and that kind of thing, they can just do that as well. But I guess, for me, the question then becomes, why would you pay for anything?
Well, because stealing's wrong.
Yeah, no, I know, but why would you pay for?
Oh, I
it's
see.
It's the Spotify model, right? Like people used to pay a tenner for CDs or whatever it is, and now they pay a tenner a month for Spotify.
Yep.
And they're spending less money on the music industry. Therefore, the music
Well,
industry.
I don't know. See, I have a Spotify premium account, which costs me £9.99 a month. But I also spend a lot of money on records. And most of those records I buy direct from touring bands or from small independent shops. And so, but then I don't know if Taylor Swift has a little merch stand, like after her gigs where she sits and tries to hawk records.
Do you want to know something? I still don't know who Taylor Swift is.
She's the one, she's...
Is she the one on the Wrecking Ball?
No, that's Billy Ray Cyrus.
Is that Billy Ray Cyrus?
Yeah. No,
What's he all about?
He had an achy breaky heart.
And then he went on a wrecking... Anyway, modern music that children listen to is confusing.
Yeah.
But, why would you... If you can get the exact same experience, no ads, no nothing, just a paid game for free, why would you ever want to spend money ever again?
Like, you might not have the chase of the game you want to play on.
I guess so. I guess that's maybe it. Like
I mean, libraries didn't kill bookshops.
Did they not?
No, libraries are dead as well. So
yeah. Oh no. Oh no. All the old things from our past are going.
Yeah.
Change really scares me.
It's terrifying, isn't it?
It is rather terrifying.
I invented a new cocktail last night, but I don't want to talk about it.
No, go on. What did you invent?
Well,
let's talk about it.
It's called a ginsters. And what you do is you get a cheap plastic wine glass and like a 200 milliliter can of Monster Energy. You tip the Monster Energy into the wine glass, and then you fill the rest up to the very top with gin. It's a ginsters. It's a play on pasty words.
Yeah. Was it good?
I have absolutely no idea.
So, Amazon Underground, they're going to bring $10,000 worth of apps, games, and even in-app items under the actually free label. That's what they're calling this, actually free. So you'll be able to play all of these games and buy all those in-app purchases for absolutely nothing. The one other thing that this does raise that is an interesting question mark is if there are free-to-play games that are competitive, like PvP, so for example a Clash of Clans, and all of the in-app purchases become free, what does that do to the game economy? Does it mean that there are separate shards between players who have access to unlimited in-app purchases and players who have access to paid in-app purchases? Or do they all play together? And if they all play together, then why on earth would you ever pay it for an in-app purchase ever again?
I mean, also, I'd be quite interested to see what kind of numbers Amazon get on this. Because does anyone actually download anything from Amazon anyway?
I think they do. Like all those free giveaways that Amazon does. I think those are really valuable. There's some really great stuff. I wish I had an Android device because I wish I could get
the thing is, like,
some of these freebies.
You know Glenn Fox? You've met him, I think.
I think so.
He's apparently our Android guy.
Yeah.
And I had to explain to him how to get the Amazon App Store on his Android phone.
Yeah, I don't think Amazon's communication has been the best. Let's move on from...
something else. Let's talk about guns.
Yay, let's talk about Prune. Platinum Award winner Prune has shifted 100,000 copies, and an Android version is in the works. There's not a lot else I need to talk about this.
Next!
Other than say... Well, no, let's... Hold on.
No, you just said you didn't have anything else to say about it.
No, I'm going to talk about it more. So, you remember how I was all cryy about Prune, and I was like, this is a well-good game, and you should play it.
You were like, wah, wah, wah.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, guess what? A load of other people thought that...
99,999 other people.
Yeah, that's the one. That number of people also did a little weepy and bought the thing as well.
Yeah.
And
well, they probably didn't weep to start off with.
I think they did it at the end.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's meant that the one-person developer, Joel McDonald, is probably rolling around in Scrooge McDuck levels of money.
Well, let's do the maths. What?
100,000
was it
times
$2.99?
$2.99, so £300,000.
Well, give or take, innit?
Give or take.
I have to give Apple their dirty cut.
Yeah, so 200,000. Not bad.
Not bad, is it? Not bad for it. It probably only took him 20 minutes to make it.
Yeah, it's all about trees, mate.
Yeah.
He used to. Interesting fact: John McDonald used to be I want to say, engine designer or engine programmer for Call of Duty. He worked on the Call of Duty games. It's a bit of a hard swing, isn't it?
Well, no, he might have just made the trees in the Call of Duty games.
Oh my gosh!
All them trees.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna have to make a note to send John McDonald an email and say you should go back to doing Call of Duty, and then in the Call of Duty things you can just have trees that are randomly grown. You can shoot branches off. You could shoot branches
And then
off.
they just grow back. Oh!
Oh, we are games designers, Harry.
Yes, we are.
Yes, it's shifted 100,000 copies, and this has been quote unquote overwhelming, according to Mr. McDonald. Basically, that's good. That's a good amount of sales for an independent studio. So now he's working on an Android version.
To get one more sale.
To get one more sale and 99,999 other pirated downloads. No, of course not. Of course not. I think it's going to do really well on Android as well. I think this is a game that does brilliantly wherever it is, because essentially it's about word of mouth. It's about people saying, this is a great game, you should go and play it.
Yeah,
pay
that's
for
what
it,
you did.
it's worth it. And that's what I did.
And I joined in.
You loved it.
Yes, good. I played it.
So it's coming to Android. I've heard a rumour that it might be coming to other systems as well. That's good. That's good news that it's coming to Android. I am extremely excited for Android owners because that is going to be well good, mate. Tin Man Games is working on a new series of, guess what, game books. And it's all very exciting because they're making a trilogy of Warhammer 40,000 game books.
That is exciting.
Warhammer 40,000, this is the Games Workshop tabletop board game set in the grim far future.
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only reading.
Is that the strapline? Did we make it that?
I think that should be the strapline for these games, because that would be funny, wouldn't it? Mad Bants.
Wait. That would have been really good, but that isn't what happened. Instead, the first book is going to be Legacy of Dawn, Herald of Oblivion.
That's D-O-R-N. Dawn.
Yes.
He's
Dawn.
Rogel
D-O-R-N.
Dawn, I believe his name is. He was one of the Primarchs.
What's a Primarch?
A Primarch was a genetically created super soldier from which the seed of all of the Space Marine legions was drawn from. But they were scattered across the universe by the forces of chaos, and the Emperor had to go on a great crusade and find them all, and then some of them went bad.
All right. So this is going to be, I guess, about that. It's going to hit iOS and Android in September. So look forward to that.
That's real soon, mate. That's next week.
I know, mate. It's going to be all about green text on a black background, bolters, making decisions. It's a game book. You know what they're like. It's like the 80 days. It's like turn to page 237 because, you know,
So not that
you
much
decided
like
to go
80
down a
days
corridor.
then, because that's not really what happens in 80 days, is it?
Well, it's sort of a little bit like that. And then the sequels will be Pits of Comera.
That's
And what's that?
Comera is the Dark Eldar one of the Dark Eldar homeworlds. It's not a nice place. Don't go there.
Oh, I'd like that.
Ooh,
I
no,
like the
you
Dark
wouldn't.
Eldar.
They're not very nice.
They're well cool, the Dark
Oh
Eldar.
no, they're naughty. They're very naughty.
They're very naughty.
They
And then there's
created
also
one of the Chaos Gods because they were boffing too much. It's true. Look it up.
nice. Forge of War is the third game, and that'll come out in
That one's
2016.
got quite a generic name. There's nothing I can add to that.
Yeah. So there you go. That's coming out very, very soon. So if you're a Warhammer 40,000 fan and you like reading, and you probably do because you're a nerd, then look forward to it. I like that song too. That's No Takesy Backsy.
Yeah, I wrote that as well.
Yeah, it's a well good song, mate.
Thank you, mate.
I like that song.
Thanks, mate.
Spider, Rite of the Shrouded Moon, is now available on Android. It's out.
Cool.
It's out there.
Go,
It's right out there.
go pirate
It's,
that then, Android people.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Naughty.
So it's naughty. Can we just make it absolutely clear that we do not actually believe that Android people do pirate absolutely everything?
Some of them
Or at
do.
least some of them do, because some of them are scumbags.
I think,
But then,
not all
but then-
Android users.
No, not all Android. But then some people, root their iOS devices and
It's called
do exactly the same
jailbreaking,
thing.
mate.
Or whatever it's called. Yeah, jailbreaking. But I mean, some people do it for emulators. Fair enough. Some people do it to steal games.
Some
Boom.
people do it to put kids in boxes and send them to Latvia or something.
I don't think that's
No, I'm pretty sure that's not true.
So, Spider, Right the Shrouded Moon, sequel to Spider Secret of Bryce Manor?
Yep.
Yep. What do we know about this?
I didn't play it because I didn't like the look of it. I gave it to someone else to review.
All right.
I'm sure. I think it got a number out of 10 though, and it was quite a high number. I'm going to go for an 8 or a 9. I think John Mundy reviewed it, but he's on holiday at the moment. The lazy good for nothing.
John Mundy, of course, born on Sunday.
Yeah.
Spider Right the Shrouded Moon is essentially a game where you play a little spider and you run around this environment, and the idea is that you want to create lots and lots of webbing to fill the space, to catch little creatures, to I don't know, what else?
There's a story, there's like a mysterious story going on, and you catch stuff and you're happy, but sometimes you're sad because for reasons. You're a spider, probably get eaten.
You can jump about, you can do all sorts of things like that. All sorts of classic platforming things like jumping and making webs.
Moving.
You're basically Spider-Man, but a spider.
Yeah, like without the man bit.
Yeah,
just a spider, which is the name of the game.
And the idea is that obviously you're creating these thin lines that go from wall to wall to wall, and if you connect up enough of them, much like one of those old, do you remember that you go into an arcade and you'd see those naughty ones? Oh, Kicks, that's what it's called, Quicks, Q-I-X.
Yeah.
And sometimes there'd be a naughty one and you could make a lady, you could see a lady's boobs. It's true, look that up. Actually, don't look it up. Well, it depends if you're over 18. Look it up if you're over 18. Do what you want, I don't care. I'm not your dad. And it's kind of a little bit like that, and you want to fill the space full of this webbing. And the thing that surprised most people about the original Spider is that there is a bit of this story to it. There is a surprising message that's in there. There is something extra. It's not just this very well-made touchscreen physics-y puzzler. So there's a little bit more to it than that. So that's Spider Right of the Shrouded Moon. It's available on Google Play. It's from Tiger Style. Beat to Beat. I've talked about this a little bit because I really liked the look of this when I went hands-on with it.
Good.
It's like a dubstep shooter. In fact, it is a dubstep shooter.
Wow, that's all I know about dubstep. Oh, and Skrillex or something.
Skrillex is good.
No, he's not.
It's this. It's like a shmup, so it's sort of like an Ikaruga or a Dodonpachi or a Death Smiles, and it's set to a EDM beat, and all of the bullets in the game are notes, so that when you see lots and lots and lots of bullets, you'll get lots and lots and lots of sounds, that kind of thing, and lots of enemies. When you explode an enemy, it will create a sound as well, so that it's got a little bit of res to it too. That is Beat to Beat. That's out.
I like the name of it. It's got some reckless street cred to it.
It does, and it's also got a lovely retro look to it.
Retro street cred, like 50s gangs.
Yeah, mate. So there's also probably the biggest release this week, I would say, is Lara Croft Go, which is from Square Enix Montreal. It's not a sequel to Hitman Go. It's part of the same oeuvre of Hitman Go, I'd say.
Part of the same brand.
Sort of the same video game brand. Lara Croft Go. What do we know about this then, Harry?
Lara Croft is the star of the Tomb Raider series of video games, which involved running around and shooting dinosaurs and trying desperately to climb things, even though the controls weren't up to scratch. Right. And they tried to put these games on the mobile phones with Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider 2.
Mm-hmm. How did that work out?
It was literally the worst thing that humankind has ever done. And I say that with no sense of hyperbole. It is the worst thing.
Right.
And we told them. Oh, we told them, Peter. And they didn't really listen to us because they were probably going to do this anyway. But they have now transposed Lara's adventures into a board game format, similar but not identical to the one found in Hitman Go.
So it's turn-based, isn't it?
It's turn-based. It's sort of grid-based as well. There are specific lines that end at specific nodes, and those are the only ways you can go.
It's all got very English.
Oh yes, hello, this is Lara Croft.
I suppose we are talking about Lara Croft, aren't we?
Lara Croft. Oh, spiffing.
I really don't think James would let us get away with this sort of
No,
thing.
he wouldn't, no.
Anyway, Lara Croft Go. You've probably seen a whole bunch of coverage on this one. YouTube.com/AppSpy. You can find all sorts of video there. Podgamer.co.uk. We've covered Lara Croft Go a whole bunch. It's good.
It's real good. Yeah, I haven't played it, but I presume
right
it's
now.
good.
It is pretty good. There is Hearthstone, the Grand Tournament. We've kind of included this here as a new release because it is really big news. This is a big expansion. It's from Blizzard Entertainment. Obviously, it updates Hearthstone. It's a free update, sort of.
There's
in so much as it does update the whole game, but you are going to have to purchase packs and all that sort of thing. But if you're a Hearthstone fan, I mean,
and I hear there are 1 or 2 people who have quite taken to Hearthstone.
Yeah, so you're probably going to be well into this. It focuses on a trial, a combat trial, I suppose, that looks to see who is the best champion out of all of the champion card things in Hearthstone. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't really play Hearthstone. I play Magic because it's well good. So Hearthstone, the Grand Tournament, that's out. If you haven't played Hearthstone, it's probably a good chance to go ahead and go grab it because it is really pretty good. Calvino Noir is also out this week, but Harry, you'll be talking about that. Framed is out on Android. It's already been out on iOS for a little while now.
It came out last year.
Oh yeah, it did, didn't it? It came out last year. Flipping heck. Pretty much everyone knows about Framed if you've got an iOS device because it is well good, and we went on about how flipping great it was, and it was available as a free download. I think it was made free as like the app of the week at one point on the App Store, so you had literally no reason to not go and get it. It's a very good, award-winning
Hideo
noir
Kojima
puzzler.
likes it as well. This is game of
Hideo
last year.
Kojima likes it. Yeah. Hideo Kojima said, I really like this one, mate.
Oh, mate, this is a banging representation of an adventure game. That's how Hideo Kojima talks.
That's what he said, and we were like, it is, mate.
Yeah.
Calm down.
And then he started just stuffing hot dogs in his mouth.
Yeah, that's a real conversation that happened. Breakneck is also out. It is from Pickpock, which is a great name for a company, and I like saying it every single time, which is why I like covering all of their games. Pickpock have a bit of a history with iOS, obviously. They did the massive Into the Dead, which did pretty well. This is along the same kind of idea. You are driving this time. You are trying to escape. You're in a futuristic city environment, flying in an anti-gravity vehicle, trying to get boost, trying to get away from some aliens. That
Didn't that just race the sun?
I mean, that is what I'm sort of skirting around here. It is a little bit Race the Sun.
It's just
but the interesting different thing is that you can only play the course that you fly on once you can only fly it the day that it actually comes out.
That's Race the Sun. That's what Race the Sun did. Yeah.
Oh.
This is literally the same game.
Well, I mean, but this is in like the future.
It's the same game.
It's like an auto
it's a
driver.
bit prettier, but it's not prettier. It looks like Race the Sun was like Star Wars, and this is the prequels.
Right. Okay. Well, I liked it. Breakneck. That's available right now, free to play. Ski Safari 2. Now, are we going to clash over this one?
I don't know. Do you like it?
Yes.
We're going to clash then.
Oh no. So, from my perspective, Ski Safari 2 is a sequel to, any guesses? Ski Safari and...
A Ski Safari Adventure Time.
Yes. Ski Safari Adventure Time as well. And Ski Safari was pretty good. Has a lot of fans. It inspired a bunch of different downhill auto skier type things, most notably Alto's Adventure. This sequel ramps everything up, turns everything up to 11, I would say. Makes everything really over the top and crazy and silly, and you can faceplant penguins into rocks, and that makes me feel extremely happy.
You're so wrong.
So am I wrong to like this video game?
You can do what you want, I don't care, but it's not very well. It's just Ski Safari. There's nothing. They didn't even add anything to it really. You can swipe on the screen to do some grab tricks, but it's not And it's got this wacky, zany sense of humour, like, wee, look at me, we're riding on a Yeti. Nah.
I like that.
Well, why?
It's got a photo mode as well. It's got a fun photo mode.
You can
where
take photos on your... just screenshot it, mate.
Yeah, I know, but when you press the photo button in the thing, and you can do this if you download this.
I've played it.
You tap the camera, and then everything freezes, and then you can actually move around the scene.
I know.
Characters' faces look at you.
Mate. I know.
But it looks well good.
It looks alright.
It looks well good when it's.
But I don't know.
Right.
It just feels like it hasn't added enough to Ski Safari. Ski Safari got 7 out of 10, and this got 6 out of 10. So you do the maths.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you've already done them.
Yeah.
Sage Solitaire is also out. I tried to get this working, and the game broke my phone. So, don't really know what happened there. Sage Solitaire, that's out. That's from Zach Gage, who did Spell Tower. So it's probably pretty good. I'm sure it won't break your phone.
Can we just have a proviso there? It might break your phone.
I mean, we don't know. It probably won't. It basically what it did was it just wouldn't run on my phone, and then at one point it crashed the whole thing. So, Whispering Willows, we've got a PlayStation video up for this one because I think it came out on Vita. Yeah, it came out on Vita, I think. But this is a dark game about a girl called Elena who has the ability to project her spirit outside of her body thanks to a magic amulet. You'll use this ability to explore the Willows mansion so you can solve the mystery of her father's disappearance. It got tepid reviews when it came out on, I want to say, Vita, or maybe PlayStation, or maybe something.
Say PlayStation when you've covered everything.
Something PlayStation, and now it's coming out on iOS. Maybe
it'll probably get tepid reviews as well, because we're mean.
Now we all have a choice we sometimes have to make. Do we draw a line in the sand to go down without a fight?
Throne of Games. Shall I pop up onto the
throne
first?
You have a crack, mate. See how it works.
All right then, mate. So, basically, I've been playing Mazecraft.
Right.
Mazecraft, I played this ages ago, and the game's out now. It's been out for a little while. So I played this one for preview. And the idea behind Mazecraft is it's kind of like a maze exploration game crossed with the...
Minecraft?
No. Crossed with the... I suppose like the blocky pixeliness of a Minecraft, but not in 3D at all. It's nothing like that. It's got like a lovely pixel look. And I guess you might say that it's a combination of a maze game with Little Big Planet. So the idea is that you control a little dude and you get to figure out what your dude looks like. You can give him silly hair and you can put him in a leotard if you want to, or you can make a lady, or you could do whatever you want, like all sorts of those wacky things. Then you get plonked down into a world and you do the tutorial, and the game teaches you about the very basics of how things work. Enemies will kill you, you can move up, down, left and right, and you have to avoid traps and flick levers and that kind of thing. And then once you've done that, you're like, oh, okay, well, this seems pretty good. Because it's totally fine to play, it's totally fun game. You can see how there are lots of interesting mechanics that could possibly go on this. But the very interesting thing about this is that all of the actual stages are created by its players. So the game is actually totally based on user-generated content. So you fire the thing up, you do the one tutorial level, that's the one level that the actual game designers made. Lazy, if you ask me.
What?
I know. But then the community makes the rest of the levels, and you end up with this wonderful selection of intensely difficult levels, of levels that are based on other kinds of games that are based on memes, things that are incredibly challenging, like really, really tough stages to try and get through. You get things based on, like, there's an Indiana Jones-esque kind of an adventure where there's lots of rolling boulders and you've got to figure out how to do those. Along the way, you collect coins, so you'll be running along collecting coins and adding to a total, because this is a free-to-play game, and you can purchase new items to build new parts of stages with those coins. So you unlock the ability to plonk down new items and to have certain traps and that kind of thing. So the idea is the more you play, the more of these coins you get, the better the next level that you can actually make. And you save up a bunch of coins and you go, oh, I'm going to make a really challenging one. It's going to be really, really difficult. And then you make a stage. And the stage creation tool in it is pretty straightforward. It's quite open. It's quite. It's not nearly as complicated as a Little Big Planet or anything like that. It's definitely a top-down, grid-based kind of an affair. But within that, there is a fair degree of flexibility, and you can make predictions based on how your player is actually going to move and how other players are going to move. So you can do things like trick players into going down a certain way, and then have a boulder like come following after them, or a little buzzsaw suddenly poke out of something that is actually just a full-on trap. It's got a really great sense of humour to it as well. There's some nice little referential things to pop culture and that kind of thing, and seeing animals and human beings and other things get absolutely decimated into lots of horrible bloody pieces is always quite funny.
Sounds a bit
as well.
mean.
Oh, it is mean in places, and in fact the community is quite mean as well. They actually make some really interesting, difficult things.
Our reviewer, who I can't remember who reviewed it, I think it was, I'm going to say Matt Thrower.
Okay.
Might not have been.
Okay.
He found it that the community was a little too mean, and that some of the levels they were created just weren't any fun and were mean.
Yeah. So there is definitely a big selection of levels that get into your Super Meat Boy-esque levels of, well, how on earth was I meant to know how to do this? And then you spend the next 10 minutes going, okay, and you very carefully working through how to get through each stage and actually making through it. However, there is an interesting mechanic in this, which is once you've created a stage, you have to be able to complete it to upload it.
Oh yeah, you get that on a lot of things.
So there is, yeah, absolutely, but there is, my point is that there is a system in place that you can't just screw over other users or anything like that. It's a bit of a challenge. It will flex your creative mind a little bit. It's pretty good, and it's free to play. I certainly think it's worth a download to see whether or not it is your cup of tea. It's from Hyperliga, and once again, that is called Mazecraft. Harry,
hello.
Talk to me about Calvino Noir.
All right, Calvino Noir is a video game. It's sort of a point-and-click adventure, but it's sort of not, and it's sort of a stealth game, but it's sort of not, and it's a lot of things at the same time. I'm still undecided on it. I'm still somewhere thinking about it, because it's got some really good ideas, and it looks amazing. The writing is really, really good in that sort of noir-y, obviously, rain-soaked streets and trench coats and dames and shooting people. But when it actually comes down to it mechanically on a touchscreen, it's a bit flimsy. It's a bit... What's the word I'm looking for, Peter? What is that word?
Let's have a think.
Okay. This is a brilliant podcast. Did you guys listen to the Pocket Gamer podcast this week? Yeah, they just sat in silence for 5 minutes.
So it's a little bit mechanically difficult.
No, it's not mechanically. It doesn't. It feels like it. I mean, it wasn't originally a touchscreen game. I believe it's out on Steam.
Oh, so is there? So I actually played this on the App Store. Is there a lack of... I felt like a bit of a lack of tactility.
Yeah, and sometimes you poke to go into one of your hiding places or something, and you'll sort of stumble before you get there, or you'll try and close a door, and you'll sort of walk a bit off in the other direction and then walk back to close the door, and it doesn't quite fit together in a way that makes the challenges that it sets you easy to complete. You feel like you're, rather than being this cool nihilistic spy, you sort of feel a bit like you're drunk sometimes.
Right. And you do live above a gin shop.
Well, I live in a gin shop, but I wouldn't say I was a video game character. So yeah, I've got more of it to play. I want to bash through it some more, but there are times it's got some really interesting sort of character swapping stuff going on, where you, different characters have different skills. So one guy can punch people in the head, which always gets me shot, and another guy, in one of the levels, you're controlling a guy who can walk past guards because he works there. and then you have to figure out how to get the other guy around, and it's clever. It's very clever, but I just think it probably works better on something that isn't a touchscreen, because a lot of the buttons are quite small as well. Sort of the tip, even on my iPad, it feels a bit. So it's an interesting one. I'm not gonna make a definitive statement on it now, because wait for the if you're listening now, as in Thursday, then I'm not making a definitive statement. But if you're listening on Saturday or maybe Friday, then the review will be up, so you can go read that, and that will be my definitive statement. Does that make?
We're talking about how the reviews process works.
Yes.
Good. Are you reviewing this one?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean,
right,
I don't think so. Yes.
So a curious one then. Maybe one to wait for the review on.
Yeah, wait for the review. Wait for the review. Give us some hints.
Wait for the definitive review. So that, ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call a podcast, or at least supposedly that's what you call a podcast.
That's what
James is going to be absolutely furious with us.
Yeah, that's alright, because we live in different parts of the country.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean,
so.
we're not seeing him next week, are we? Oh no.
Oh crap! I've got to talk. I've got to write up.
I'll write it for you, mate. I'll write it. Don't worry.
No,
send me over the details.
All right. Okay. I'll send you over the details. And in the meantime, while that's all happening, this is a terrible outro. I'm going to start this bit again.
I've got a Belgian bun. Have you ever had a Belgian bun before?
No, I love Belgian buns.
They're like bread.
Are they the iced? Is that the iced
one?
one?
Look at that, mate. Look at that.
Oh, mate.
Oh, I'm saving that for tomorrow.
Love a bit of Belgian bun.
buns.
Honestly, I'll tell you what. Like, as we close this podcast out, if there are any sponsors that make Belgian buns out there, we'll take your money. Actually, we'll just take your buns.
Okay,
we'll take your
like
buns.
money.
Send us a Belgian bun, and
we'll eat it live on stream.
We'll eat it. And we'll pimp out your Belgian bun company. That is my solemn swear to you. Podcast at pocketgamer.co.uk if you do run a Belgian bun company. If you'd like to help us out in other ways, whether or not you do run a Belgian bun company, you can go to iTunes, or you can go to Stitcher, or you can go to wherever it is that you download this podcast from. You can leave us a lovely, sexy, super beautiful, wonderful rating and a review. 5 stars, please. 5 out of 5. And say, oh, this was really good. I really liked all that chat about Belgian buns and punk rock music. And that would be really good. You can also find us on twitter.com/pocketgamer, facebook.com/pocketgamer1. Pocketgamer.co.uk is where you find all of the lovely words, and youtube.com/appspy and twitch.com/appspy is where you can find all of the wonderful videos. Harry, where can people find you on Twitter?
At Harry Slater.
And where can people listen to more of the amazing music that we featured in this podcast?
We're on Spotify. You'll also find a Bandcamp page at less-deceived.bandcamp.com.
This was your one opportunity, Harry.
We're on Facebook as well, probably. I don't know.
All right, go and check out Less Deceived. I've got one of their T-shirts and I've got their CDs and stuff. They are well good. You can hear all of that stuff if you go to all of those things that Harry just said. And you can find me on @000, spelled with an X. That is on the Twitter. If you listen to this and you didn't think this was a complete train wreck, do please @ me and say so. And I'm really sorry to anybody.
Mainly James.
Mostly James.
Sorry, James.
And to all of the lovely regular listeners. James is back next week, so we'll have a much better produced show then. All right then. Speak to you all in a bit.
Bye.
That was good.
It was good.
Well, I say that was good.
Well, yeah, I know you mean it wasn't.
But I mean, we held it together.